back in February, we heard our first reports that there was trouble a brewing on the Dutton Ranch. That Yellowstone, want to get a sense of how popular Yellowstone is? Okay. Succession, one of the more, if not the most celebrated show on TV right now, just hit a ratings record. I think episode 3 of the season, what is a ratings record? What did it hit? Like 4 million viewers?
I think that's right.
Something like that. Okay. Season premiere of Yellowstone, 16 million viewers. I mean, just to give you a little bit of context about just how big Yellowstone is. And it, before The Last of Us came out, is my favorite show on TV. I mean, now I think The Last of Us is, but Yellowstone is my favorite show on television. I freaking love this show. I can't get enough of it. It is Sons of Anarchy and The Godfather on horses. And I love it. I eat up every second of it. The characters are fantastic. The dialogue is insane. The storylines are great. I love this show. And one of the cornerstones of it is Kevin Costner. And it was back in February that we heard the first whispers that Kevin Costner may be leaving. And we ran through the big list the other day about there's a lot of tension and animosity between the series creator Taylor Sheridan and Kevin Costner. And apparently Costner only wanted to shoot for like a week on the second half of season 5, and then there was money disputes. He's already the highest paid actor on television, apparently, according to reports coming out deadline, that he wanted more, all this kind of stuff. Well, it's been, 4 months since season 5, part 1 finished, and they haven't even started shooting the second half of season 5. Yesterday, it became official that Kevin Costner was leaving the show, and now it's official that Yellowstone, the series, is coming to an end at the end of this season, whenever they get around to shooting the second half of this season. According to the reports, this is it. It's done. Yellowstone is finished. Now, they've also announced, as they also kind of hinted at and alluded to back in February, that it is going to be replaced with what is being called a sequel series, a continuation, if you will. Our friends over at Joe Blow, they wrote it like this. According to an official release from David Glasser at 101 Studios, one of the production entities involved with Yellowstone, the Dutton story continues. Picking up where Yellowstone leaves off in another epic tale, we are thrilled to bring this new journey to audiences around the world. So Yellowstone's ending. Yellowstone Electric Boogaloo is born. The new Yellowstone is coming out. Now, I'm okay with this. Like, look, as long as you keep Rip and as long as you keep Beth and Jamie and Lowell and as long as you keep the heart of that cast and crew. Look, I love Kevin Costner on the show. I love him. But they've done such a good job populating the show with such incredible characters that I'm okay. Even though I'm bummed, totally bummed. Now, this is where, back in February, rumors came out that one of the new stars of a sequel show will be cousin Jethro, I guess, Jethro Dutton, whoever, but Matthew McConaughey apparently is going to come on board and join the show as well. Which, I mean, Matthew McConaughey is an Academy Award-winning actor. I love Matthew McConaughey. So, I'm okay with it. But here's something else that's interesting. I was talking to our business guy this morning. And he says, here's another interesting little point of this. I'm like, what's that? You know what's not on Paramount Plus? Yellowstone. All the other Yellowstone stuff is. It's a Paramount production, but they've already got a deal. I think where does it air? It airs on Peacock.
Peacock, yeah.
Yeah, Peacock, right? Well, guess what? Now that you're officially ending the show, this sequel series can now come back over. That's it. That show's done.
Well, they licensed it to Europussy, so.
Yeah. Or, hey, listen, I heard Europussy is going to put in a big offer.
Yeah.
Big offer on this. Yeah. That's smoking cat means
an
business.
offer it can handle.
Yeah.
This year.
So, yeah, I'm good with it. I mean, it kind of sucks. I love the John Dutton character. I love Kevin Costner on the show. But again, Rip, Jamie, Beth, I mean, these are some of the best characters on television. As long as they stick around, I'm okay. And it sounds like a good business move to say that show is over. This is a brand new show so they can maybe now put it on Paramount Plus if they continue it. Seems like a good move. Anyway, Chris, I don't think you and Logan aren't Yellowstone viewers, right? But you've been following the drama here. How do you think fans of Yellowstone will respond to this? I mean, you're losing Kevin Costner. That's huge. But it says they're going to be able to keep the majority of the rest of the cast. And like, if they're able to keep like all the cast members I mentioned, do you think the audience will come along with it? What do you think?
I think so. I think they will, especially with these reports. And we don't know what the validity is to them, right? Of Kevin Costner doesn't even want to work on this show. I think a lot of fans are going to say, well, then good, don't work on this show and give me the show that I want then. And I think doing a new kind of spinoff sequel, however you want to phrase it, is the right move. Just so you can physically move it and also have something fresh here. The issue that could come into play here is, does this then end up, and I know this isn't apples to oranges, but does this end up feeling a little bit like when The Office no longer had Michael Scott? You know, do we then lose that and we lose our footing for a really long time? I loved The Collective. Yeah. Made a good point today. Point car. But I wonder if that is something that could happen here then, of just, does this still feel like Yellowstone without the John Dutton character very present?
I think the Office analogy is a good one because I think it offers two possible futures. After Michael Scott left, after Steve Carell left the show, a little bit later, before the show ended, it started to find its footing again. I think, you know, I've talked about this a lot. When Michael Scott left, and this is how it ties into Yellowstone, they made one mistake. And that was to make the Ed Helms character. What was his character's name again?
Andy.
Bernard.
They made the decision to make Andy the most irritating character on the show. They decided to make Andy the face of the show. They made Andy the new office manager, which if you follow the show, that made no sense.
Let's take the guy who had to go to anger management training.
Yeah,
because
and
he punched
smash
a
holes
hole
in
in the
walls,
wall.
and according to the show, was a terrible salesman.
Yeah.
But here was the thing. Hangover had just come out. Hey, Ed Helms is a big star now. Make Andy the main character. And I personally feel like as The Office was progressing, them making him the center point of the show, that ruined the show. And I like Ed Helms. Don't get me wrong. I do like Ed Helms. And I think Andy is a good secondary character in it. But they figured that out. You could tell in the show when they figured out that, oh, this was a mistake making Andy the centerpiece of the show. And as they started to move the show back towards Jim and Dwight and Pam and stuff like that, the show found its footing again and then had a fabulous series finale, right? If Yellowstone can avoid that mistake, right? If Yellowstone can avoid taking a character who is not your solid character and just making them the center of it and ignoring characters like Rip or Beth. I'll tell you what, I still think Rip or Beth or Jamie, or I forget the name of the youngest brother off the top of my head, but if you make them the central pieces of the show, this could be great. And even bring in Matthew McConaughey as another Dutton, whatever, just like they brought in Harrison Ford as another Dutton, then it could work. Or it could be a disaster like The Office as soon as Michael Scott left. So we'll see. Guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? It's now official. The remainder of this season 5, once the second half ever comes out, that's it. Yellowstone is now done. But Yellowstone, a new class, will then debut and with many of the same cast. Do you think the audiences will follow along with it? I know I will, but hopefully it'll still be good. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Today's episode of the John Campea Show is brought to you by Honey, the easy way to save when shopping on your iPhone or computer. Guys, more and more, we enjoy shopping online, whether it's on our phones or our computers. And how many times have you gotten to the checkout and seen that promo code box and thought, man, if I only had a promo code, I could save some money? Well, thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. So here's the situation. You're shopping online on one of your favorite sites, and when you go to checkout, the Honey button appears, and all you have to do is click Apply Coupons. Then just wait a few seconds as Honey works its magic and searches for coupons it can find for that site that you're on. And if Honey finds working coupon, Just watch the price drop. Recently, Ann and I were hanging out at home one evening and we decided to order in, and the Honey button appeared. I was able to apply a coupon and I actually saved like $6 or $7. It was that easy to use. And Honey doesn't just work on your desktop computer, it also works on your iPhone. Just activate it on Safari on your phone and save on the go. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this show. Get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/Campea. That's joinhoney.com/Campea.